Centerpoint Church, what is up? It's good to see you guys virtually through your TV screens. Welcome to Wednesday Worship Spotlight. I notoriously get that wrong, but I practiced for an entire month to get it right this time. We want to thank you for joining us. If it's the Wednesday that you're watching, or if you're pulling it up on YouTube or Facebook later on, thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this over the past few months. I know we've enjoyed doing it, and we're just glad you're here. Again, we are Centerpoint Music, and at least a small contingent of it. We're going to go around the room real quick. Some faces you know, some you might not be able to see, but they're equally as important and doubly as handsome. So we'll start with our newest featured member on the drums.
I don't know which camera to wave to.
You can just you could probably wave to your drum camera.
Drum cam. All right.
How cool is that? So if you guys are wondering, drum cam is the coolest new addition up here. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Centerpoint. My name's Trey. I play drums here at Centerpoint, mainly with Velocity. Pretty much every Wednesday, I will be drumming for the kiddos, and most Sundays, every 2 weeks or so, whenever I get placed on. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Dude, we're so glad you're here. So I like to talk about people when they're up here. So Trey, obviously is legendary on the drums. He's a monster, but probably one of the biggest hearts on a human being I've ever met. Such a good dude. Always giving, always offering. He's like, hey, I'll teach your son how to play drums. I was like, how much does that cost? He's like, nothing. I was like, really? That's awesome. I think he might have been lying, but such a good dude. We're so thankful to have you here tonight, Trey. So
Thanks, man.
Great hugs. Pre-COVID hugs.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't do that right now. To the far end, my friend.
I'm Jared. I'm the, what is my title here? Music coordinator.
I think so. That sounds good.
Yeah, I usually play guitar on that side of the stage with hair on my face. And I'm married to this one, which is Tag You're It.
Yeah, this one. My name is Taylor. That's all I have for you.
But the most important part, every month we talk about this. What's the most important thing?
I'm pregnant.
There it is. Taylor's with child. And we're so excited to meet baby Davis. And they won't give out the name yet. They're
It's a hidden secret.
Holding it captive. It's awesome. It's probably Chris. Next.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am not pregnant, but I am, some might say, pregnant with destiny. Come on now.
Come
Sorry,
on.
just
Preach.
kidding. Yeah, I'm singing on Centerpoint team, worship team, yeah. I've been coming here since late 2017, and I'm a proud member of CC, so I'm glad to be here.
Amen. It's always good to have you.
I'm glad.
You were with us a couple Sundays ago, and then you'll be with us again this Sunday.
Yes.
I think almost everybody here is on this weekend.
Nice.
Close to it. Sorry, Trey. You're with us in spirit.
You can still come hang out.
Yeah.
We'll
Man,
see
it's
about it.
super
We'll see.
exciting. My name is Chris Taylor. I am the service programming director here at Centerpoint Church, and I have the honor of working with both worship and production teams, or music and production, however we want to call it. I also want to give a special thanks right now to our production team who's here. So we have Alicia, Colin, Josh, Angela, my beautiful bride, and the Jared Dose in the back. So none of this is possible. You couldn't hear or see us if it weren't for them. And they are incredible people, and they sacrifice literally week in and week out to provide cool experiences like this and cool opportunities for us to get up here and be heard, which is, I guess, kind of the fun part. So you guys know the format. We kind of do a little bit of singing and playing, and then we do some conversations, some kind of cool original questions. And, we ask you all every month, if you have questions or if you have like, oh, this is my favorite song, I love it, let us know. Or if you hear something. So all the songs we're doing tonight, most of the songs are relatively new. I think one's kind of a throwback, correct me if I'm wrong, that maybe someone's done in the past. I don't know. I've never done it before. But it's going to be a really good time. So that said, you ready?
Yeah.
I think we're ready.
The song is called Promises.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Faithful through the ages, yeah. God of Abraham, you're the God of promises, faithful promises. Time and time again, you have proven you do just what you say. Though the storm may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast and let my heart learn when you speak. the same. Yeah, God from age to age, though the earth may pass away, your word remains the same. Yeah, history can prove that there's nothing you can do. You're faithful and true. Though the storms may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast. And let my heart learn when you speak a word, it will come to pass. Great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me. You're faithful, Jesus. Yeah.
I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and firm foundation. You'll never let me down. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and firm foundation. You'll never let me down. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and firm foundation. You'll never let me down. Great is your faithfulness to me. Oh, great is your faithfulness to from the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Oh, great is your faithfulness to me. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and my salvation. He'll never let me down. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and my salvation. He'll never let me down.
I love that song. Seriously. I was talking with Angela, my wife, who's fantastic, by the way. She's like, I really like the lyrics of that song. I think it's amazing.
It's a good one. It's very timely too. I was talking to Tay about it as
Yeah?
far as like the lyrics and
Tell us about it.
well, I think during this tumultuous time, is that the right word to say?
Tumultuous?
Yeah,
That's a good
I
word.
want to make sure I
like that.
pronounced
That's
it
good.
correctly. All right. During this crazy time, I think we tend to put our hope and faith and trust in man-made systems instead of putting our hope and faith and trust in Jesus.
Yeah.
And I think this song is a perfect reminder that that's where our ultimate hope is in. It's in him. It's not in politicians and it's not in political party or political ideologies. It's in Jesus. It's in the person of who God truly is. So yeah, that's why I was glad to do this song, that we did this, because it's so timely.
Yeah. And so when I first heard it, so Maverick City does it.
Yeah.
And man, it's powerful. And I was like, I don't know. There's only 5 of us. Because if you watch the YouTube video, there's like 430
yeah,
of them.
at least.
And it's, man, it's so good. It's so powerful. But y'all crushed it. Great job, man.
Was
That's so
not
good.
shot during COVID-19.
Not done. Yeah, that was one seriously packed warehouse room
Yeah.
fiesta.
It looked like a studio, like it's like
Yeah,
a video.
so
it was
cool,
crazy.
so good. All right, so as we do every time, I ask you all questions that I prepared you for about 19 minutes before we came up here. Because where's the fun in planning? So, so the first question I want to ask you guys tonight, because I think it's interesting, a lot of people come up here and so thankfully, right, so on Sunday we were back for the first time. We had re-entry weekend. It was so cool to see a bunch of CCers back in the house, as well as we know there's a ton of participation still with our digital campus online. And a lot of times people will come in and they'll be like, oh man, I want to be a part of that team, or I wonder how they started, like what's their musical story. So my question for you guys across the stage is, how did you guys get started as a musician? Like where did you grow up? Like where did it all begin for you? Who wants to start? I'm staring deeply back at the
Everyone's
drums.
looking back at me.
Tell us your story, Trey. Tell us so the world can hear.
So, I've been playing drums for about as long as I can remember. My dad played. He had a kid around the house, and he showed me a thing or two every now and again. And over time, I just kind of picked it up. Took it from air drumming to just listening to songs and playing them the best I could. I ended up doing drumline in high school. I went to high school with Taylor, actually. So
cool.
got really into it and just kept on playing. I just haven't stopped. So that was kind of the start of it.
What did you play in the drum line?
Well, I played a couple different drums. I didn't start off on snare, but I ended up on snare and did that for the majority of my time on drumline.
It's awesome, man.
He's also in a band too, guys.
He's in a band.
I'm in a cover band, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, if you play snare on the drum line, like that's the pinnacle of drum line in high school, right? Because you can play, like I played on the drum line in college. Fun fact, but I play the gigantic bass drum. Why? Because I'm gigantic. And they're like, you won't mess it up too bad. Here you go. Hit it hard on the one. That's awesome, man.
Is that me?
Yeah, go for it.
Church, actually. Church and orchestra kind of. Violin was my first instrument, and it just didn't jive. So
Even though you break out a bow to play guitar every once in a while.
kept the bow, got rid of the violin.
I'd love to see that beautiful
I
chin
needed-
on the violin.
I needed
though.
frets. I needed defined lines. So I kind of got into that. My brother was a really great drummer, and he was always back in the day when like there was one group of like 5 people that were your church's like praise team, or they had the sections praise and worship. So anyhow, he was like, we need a bass player. You're not gonna mess up. And then just from there, kind of staying with it within church and all that. So
It's cool, man. Tay, what about you?
I mean, I've been singing since, I can remember, but probably like started in church. I was probably as young as 5 years old doing like Singspirations, at Bethel Baptist,
Old school.
or like doing a special,
A Christmas solo here and there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. And then, obviously chorus in elementary school, had a solo. And then, middle school did show choir, and high school I did show choir, and then always did the church thing in the background too, so
It's very cool.
you used to play drums too.
Yeah, I was going to say,
this much,
most people,
this much.
there are very few people who have been at CC long enough to know that Tay used to be the drummer.
But she used to sing and drum at the same time, though.
See, I wasn't even privileged enough to see that. So we'll bring it back next. I'm just kidding.
Fair.
She said she used to play this much, and that was just that much more that she needed to be over Bryant, because Bryant was trying to play drums apparently. That was before my time here, but she was like, yeah, Bryant tried playing drums, and he was just going to go ahead and preach.
Oh,
So,
And he does that really, really well.
Yep.
So I'm glad that he's storing up all of
He
his
found his
gifts.
calling.
I need to see Bryant on the drums. I
I
need
would love
to
to
see
see
that.
Bryant on the drums. Give Bryant the drums and Nicole a tambourine and just sit back and have a good time.
Watch God move.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Aaron, tell us your story.
Yeah, so for me, I guess similar to Tay, I started in church early, just kind of doing stuff for kids' church back in the day. Didn't really do solos though, because like I just was honestly terrified of the stage, like for a long time when I was young, until like probably in my preteens to early teens. That's the same thing. Why did I say that? Teenage years. Yeah, during my teenage years, a man by the name of J.J. Higgins, he used to live here in Florida. He lives now in Tennessee. He actually just like brought something out of me, man. He kind of like mentored me vocally on how to like, worship and how to lead people and stuff like that. So like I kind of like credit a lot of who I am musically today because of that man. And then after that, I kind of just started watching MTV and BET and stuff like that, and like certain artists I would gravitate towards and vocally and try to emulate and stuff like that. And then it just kind of took on a beast of its own, and serving in worship teams throughout Central Florida and stuff like that. So yeah,
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. I love that like everyone's story is so different but so similar at the same time. Like we all kind of started as kids. So that's, I mean, when I was a kid, my mom actually tried, God bless her, my mom tried to teach me piano when I was a kid, and I was like, no, I'm not learning from my mom. This is horrible. So, sorry, Mom. But the first instrument that I ever played was piano, and I was like, I want to listen to things and play them and be really good, and that did not go well. But I was like, all right, Ben Folds, teach me a thing or two, or hey, Billy Joel, let's get after it. And I remember I have a Billy Joel songbook still to this day, and I can play like 4 bars of one song because I don't know. But it's fun. So I just started doing that, and then actually my mom and my sister and I used to sing in church together. We were the Taylor Trio. In my mind, I always see like that picture of like the
Very
3 people
cool.
doing the choreography, standing on stage. We weren't that bad, but it was close because it was back in the 80s, and everything was bad in the 80s. But yeah, I mean, similarly, started in the church, sang all through high school and things like that, and then didn't actually play guitar, so this is foreign to me because now I play guitar all the time, but like didn't play guitar until just a few years ago. So it's been kind of a cool road so far.
funny your story about the
But,
Taylor Trio. It kind of reminded me, like, fun fact, guys, I used to be a rapper before my preteen years. And do you know what my rap name was? It's called Rhema, because my last name was Ramos, so I said Rhema. And in the Hebrew, like Rhema translates, I believe, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but it translates like a now word, or at least that's what I was told in in Pentecostal church. So I was like, my name's Rhema, I'm gonna give you a now word. It was terrible. It lasted like maybe 2 weeks and then stopped.
That's so funny.
You see some videos of that?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's all kinds of hidden videos
Oh,
of a
man.
lot of us out there, like really embarrassing stuff. And
There's a lot of embarrassing musical videos of me.
I believe it. But are they recent for you, or
I have some recent ones, but those are on the hard drive.
That's funny. So real quick, I want to apologize to y'all who are watching. We had a little technical difficulty in the beginning of the song. So the words were a little bit off, but you get it. They're still beautiful words.
Yeah, I sang them wrong. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
It's okay.
They're really bad.
There's no blame to be laid here. So what do you think? Y'all want to do another song?
Yeah, man.
Everyone's like, just get to singing. Stop talking. We're here for the
I
music.
like to talk, though. It's fun. Okay. This is Touch of Heaven.
How I live for the moments when I'm still in your presence. All the noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention. I can linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. And all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're the fire in the morning. You're the cool in the evening. The breath in my soul. Oh, the life in my bones. There is no hesitation in your love and affection. Is the sweetest of all. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper, Lord. I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Oh, 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 I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. Come on, sing this wherever you are. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way. Come on. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. Come on, sing it out. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. Have your Cause all I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper, Lord. I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven.
So good.
It's a closet worship
Yeah.
song right there, boy.
You know, I don't know that I'd ever actually heard it before.
Really?
Yeah.
We've done that in Velocity. That's
Yeah.
a Velocity staple
That's
song.
right.
Oh, is it?
That's,
Oh, that's
that's where
cool.
it came from, because I had the same thing. I was like, I can't remember if I played this. I feel like it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You know, it's funny. So, I mean, Velocity does some really cool stuff and stuff a lot of times, like, we'll hear it at Velocity, be like, ooh, we should do that
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Good testing.
And Sam Hudson leads that Velocity team and does a really, really great job with them. And so it's cool to see him pouring into a lot of students that are starting to join the band, as well as, you know, everybody else that's already on stage. And
and he has good help.
it's great help. The biggest helper in the back.
Indeed.
Man, it's so cool. Like, I love that we get the opportunity to do this. And I kind of talk about it a lot when we're up here doing it, but like, this isn't something that a lot of people get to do. And I think, you know, we say like, when we're up here, it's do some songs, go sit in the back, or go find a seat type of thing. And we don't really get to have conversations and talk about stuff. So I think one of these days we're going to open it up and like, hey, we have like 25 people can show up, and then we can do like a Q&A, which would be super fun. I've got all kinds of crazy plans for the future of this. It's going to be awesome. Believe me. Trust me on this one. So, all right, question 2. You guys ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay, here we go. We're going to speed it along because I know people have things that they want to probably do tonight other than just sit and listen to me talk. Question 2, who are your greatest musical influences? And it can be Christian music, secular, like however you want to categorize it. Like pick 2, because we could probably do super long lists. I kind of alluded to mine a little while ago. Taylor, let's start with you this time.
This is like a weird question for me because, like, I sing here, I sing cover songs. So, like, I don't have an influence besides who I. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have an answer.
So who would
Sorry.
you say like you? Would you say like there's somebody that you growing up listened to and you're like, oh, I kind of want to sound like them, or I want to work to be more like that? No, if not, you don't have to get put on the spot.
I'll think about it.
You're great the way you are.
I'll think about it. You guys can go.
Okay. I know Jared's chomping at the bit.
No.
Do it.
I can go ahead.
know.
I was going to keep it really simple. There's a band called Thursday. And my first instrument was after violin, bass guitar. So there's a lot of cool bass stuff. But then once I got into guitar, there's a lot of interesting like parts and stuff, and just kind of not like, you know, Sonic Youth crazy, unconventional like noise or anything like that. But yeah, mostly that, and then later came Sonic Youth because of all the like and stuff, which is like a nice.
Your favorite?
Yeah, it's usually yeah, anything that inflicts tension. It's kind of like the next part's probably gonna be loud. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Trey, what about you, man?
I'm gonna just say Elevation, and because
Cool.
no one, I mean, not nobody, but some people probably don't know this. I'm somewhat new to Centerpoint. Like, I came here about a year ago. It's actually funny to think that it's been about a year.
It's incredible.
But I went to Catholic church, took a break from church, and Taylor, like I said, went to high school together. She randomly saw me in the parking lot at like my old job and hit me up saying they needed a drummer. And I was like I was about to enter a very like stressful season, and I was looking for a place. I never like found like my home with church. And I knew Jared through the music scene, and come to like my surprise when I came to Centerpoint, I saw Sam, who I also knew from playing local shows as well. And I mean, it just felt like home instantly. And so I say that to say, like, a lot of the Elevation stuff that we play here at Centerpoint, or you guys have played for years or so regularly now, it's all still somewhat new to me. So, and to like listen to not just really well-written Christian music, but like from a drummer's perspective, like the drum writing on a lot of that stuff, it came out of left field, in my opinion. When I try to listen to these songs and play them, it's like, oh, I can play that. But then you kind of watch them, like, oh, they're doing that like a little differently than I thought. And
Oh, cool.
It's so intricate and detailed. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think it's been a year that you've been here with us, and like it's been awesome. It's been so good having you here. That's so cool, man. Aaron, what about you?
So I exposed myself. I was exposed, I should say, to a lot of stuff at a young age that I probably shouldn't have been exposed to. Watching channels I should have been watching. So like I grew up on like jokers like Genuine,
Yeah.
Cisco.
You should not have been listening to them at your age.
And mind you, I'm like 8, 9 years
There's
old.
nothing good about Cisco at
No,
8 years old.
or Genuine. However, one thing I could appreciate at that time in my life is just how things were, or how the lyrics were being sung. Maybe not necessarily the content, but how it was being executed is what kind of piqued my interest. So then, so wholesomely, I should say, probably honestly, and this is so basic, but like Usher, like, man, I just like, I lived and breathed Usher when I was young, man. As far as like his style and how he approached his music and Music Soul Child too. Like a lot of like R&B, the genre of R&B is like what I basically started in regards to like my music journey, if you would. So yes, a lot of R&B songs I should have been listening to when I was like 8 or 9 years old were kind of like my influences. But as far as like secular, as far as church now, clean it up a little bit for y'all saints. Probably today, Phil Wickham.
Yeah.
That boy's a monster
dude's crazy.
and extremely underrated in the CCM industry. And Phil Wickham and a girl named Sarah Reeves. I'm not sure if you guys know who Sarah Reeves, but she has the most nasty pen game. It might be my pen games. Like she can write very well. She's a Christian artist. She's stylistically speaking, she's not CCM, but she's like so Christian in regards to her content. So that's something I kind of gravitate to as an artist myself. Yeah. But yeah, just those artists. Okay.
That's cool. And shameless plug, your latest RPG came out. And it's so different, but so good.
Thanks, man.
Like so good. Like very digital, very like I mean there's a lot of familiar sounds for somebody like me.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, so good. And I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Nah,
but
it's okay.
I enjoy listening to it. It's actually on one of my playlists with Andy Mineo and Lecrae and a couple others.
That's
so
what's
it's
up, man. Thanks,
Aaron
bro.
and Andy.
Appreciate
That's
it.
what I listen to on loop.
Can I interject before you tell us your?
I hope you do.
I was gonna say you mentioned Usher and all that stuff, and as a guitar player, that's like the dream job. Like in my opinion, like there's a lot of like obviously everyone would love to like open for the Foo Fighters or something, but like just like super chill, just like. Like if that was my job to just play that on loop and just vibe with someone. So
It's really great.
let me know when you need to write another song. Go ahead, Chris.
When you need a viber,
I will,
Jared's your man.
brother. I know it. I know it.
It's funny, so you talk about Usher. Like I always wanted to sing like Usher. I was
dance
of a
like him
more
too, bro.
appropriate age for he and Cisco.
To be exposed to it.
To be exposed to Usher and Cisco. But you, like, I always wanted to sing like him, and you can, so I'm just going to live vicariously through you. And then with Elevation, we used to joke when I was living up in D.C. that Chris Brown was my spirit animal. That dude goes hard.
Yeah, he rips.
So, and it's crazy. Like, if there's an Elevation song, I'm not singing it in the original key. There's no way, because those guys are way up there. But John Saul and Chris, and like when Mac Brock was with them, and he's doing his own solo thing now. Like they do some really incredible music. As a kid growing up, like I kind of alluded to it, I loved Billy Joel, and I finally got the opportunity to see him with Angela like 3 years ago, which was really fun. And he still just crushes it. But like I grew up in a time where CCM was not great. So like I remember listening to like going to a Petra concert.
Or Carmen.
Or Carmen. Carmen was like the greatest showman of the 1980s for Christian music.
Yeah,
And no disrespect to them, like they were getting it, like they did their thing, and their message was great. But I think about where CCM is now, and like the songs that we play, and we're working on some stuff, and always like bringing in new material, and it's so cool to see just the evolution where it's not like, oh, it's Christian music, like oh, well, it's Christian music, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that different mentality of it. Because just because it has a really good message doesn't mean it has to suck musically.
100%.
And again, no disrespect. This
just
Means
across the
War
board,
was my favorite Petra album of all time, and I went to their concert, and I had like longer hair.
Does it make you wish you had a time machine to go back and say, hey, it
No,
gets better?
I have Apple
Like-
Music. Yeah, no, like Bill and Ted.
Yeah, like, hey,
Don't worry,
there's the song Rattle. Just wait.
I'm
Just
still
wait.
tired.
Everything will get better.
Side note, y'all killed that on Sunday, bro.
I'm so tired
That
still
was-
from.
And like seeing you like without a guitar, and you were leading, it was really great with the hoodie. You're getting me hyped.
That
dog.
was. I think that's probably my most fun song of all time.
You look like you're about to punch like Satan in the face. Like it was just like it was really cool.
I was sweating all over Satan is what I was doing
Like,
because
you're
it was
just
hot.
I was like, oh, I'm with you, bro.
I love. My mom texted me and she's like, "That first song was really peppy." And I was like, "I love you so much." Like, she is, I would say, other than my wife, probably my biggest fan. And
Yeah,
just like she's always like, "Man, this is so good. You should do this or you should do that." And she's also my biggest coach, which is cool. Not critic, coach.
gotcha.
She's awesome. So we got one more song, and we're gonna wrap it up here. I know we've been going for a while. This This one's called I'm Listening. It's by Chris McClarney. And I think lyrically it's really important because it's just stop what you're doing and just listen. Like, quiet my heart. Like, let me just be still and peaceful in this moment. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
When you speak, confusion fades. Just a word, and suddenly I'm not afraid. 'Cause when you speak, and freedom reigns, there is hope in every single word you say. I don't want to miss one word you speak. 'Cause everything you say is life to me. I don't want to miss one word you speak. Quiet my heart, I'm listening. When sorrows roll, troubles rage, you whisper peace. When I don't have the words to say, I won't lose hope. When storms won't break, you keep your word. Oh, and your promises will keep me safe. I don't wanna miss one word you speak. Oh, 'cause everything you say is life to me. Oh, I don't wanna miss one word you speak. Quiet my heart, I'm listening. I'm listening, Jesus. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Your ways are higher. You know just what I need. I trust you, Jesus. You see what I cannot see. Oh, I don't wanna miss one word you speak. 'Cause everything you say is life to me. Oh, I don't wanna miss one word you speak. Quiet my heart, I'm listening. Oh, I don't wanna miss one word you speak. 'Cause everything you say is life to me. Oh, I don't wanna miss one word you speak. Quiet my heart, I'm listening. I don't wanna miss one word you speak. 'Cause everything you say is life to me. I don't wanna miss one word you speak. Quiet my
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chris playing on the piano. For the first time, I think, right?
First time, yeah,
First time
play-
on the piano.
I haven't played piano in front of anybody in ever. Maybe literally like probably my first time ever playing piano in front of somebody.
Well, sir, you did an amazing job.
Y'all-
Biggest mistakes you'll ever make, man.
I'm done with this. I want my acoustic back. It's over there.
Gathering dust.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Y'all, thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. To my friends on stage, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love being in your company. I'm honored and humbled to be up here with y'all, and thank you for trusting me to lead us into some like weird question areas. This has been awesome. So for those of you watching right now, remember to make a reservation for Sunday morning. We want to make sure you get your seat, get here on time. There's some fun stuff that's going to start going on during kind of the entry period as you get into the auditorium. Make a reservation, make a reservation, make a reservation. I can't say it enough. You can go to centerpointfl.org, and there's like a pop-up. It's right there for you. Super easy. Just click and sign up your name. So, again, thank you. So good to be with you guys tonight. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll see y'all on Sunday. Love you guys. Take care.